I'm a huge supporter of Bitcoin. I was here a year ago at the other Bitcoin conference. I went home with most of my wealth into Bitcoin, so I'm fully committed.
And Bitcoin, by the way, also higher by more than 1% today after the former president appears to have changed his tune on the digital currency this election cycle. Back in 2019, let's recall, he said, "I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money and whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. Unregulated crypto can facilitate unlawful behavior, including drug trade and other illegal activity." Again, this was the president in a tweet from 2019. Well, fast forward to last month. While campaigning for president once again, he's presented himself as a champion of Bitcoin after posting this on Truth Social, quote, "Vote for Trump. Bitcoin mining may be our last line of defense against a central bank digital currency. Biden's hatred of Bitcoin only helps China, Russia, and the radical communist left. We all want the remaining Bitcoin to be made in the USA. It will help us be energy dominant." This Saturday, Trump is scheduled to speak at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, where rumors are swirling that he will announce plans to make Bitcoin a strategic reserve asset.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of a huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we could have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will. During that auction that we saw a little bit before, the attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction; it was absolutely lousy. And you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. And
welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread it all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works, because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that it is all planned out. Now, I want to thank those who purchased the books Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book. Remember, the New World Order book shows you how the world really works, and it is definitely time for you to wake up out of that sleep, especially in the times that we're in right now. And 2024 is going to be one of our most entertaining years. We have the presidential election. We have the drums are beating. We have the emerging markets going to be flipping the switch on the fourth industrial revolution. Now, we had the Fed signal rate cuts, but remember, guys, they haven't cut rates yet. So we know the master magicians are about to set up that distraction. So therefore, they can cut rates while we still have inflation. And in the fourth quarter, once the election is over, we know the movie begins. And also, guys, I want to thank those who purchased the 3 Kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, much love to those who donate to the Cash App, Patreon. Much love. Keep it coming. Guys, if you're not a part of the Patreon, make sure you're donating to the channel through the actual Cash App. But guys, this next Bitcoin and crypto bull run is going to be a utility run. So you want to make sure you have the cryptos that have real utility. And much love to those who are shopping at both stores. Keep it coming. And of course, guys, we get into Bitcoin and cryptos first.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And right now, we have Bitcoin, cryptos, and stocks up big. And I told you this week would be a roller coaster ride, and that's what we received. Now, we have Robert F. Kennedy Jr. at the Bitcoin conference, and he's a big believer and committed to Bitcoin. But guys, don't forget, when it comes to him running for president, he was running as a Democrat first and then switched to an independent. And we know that was for a reason. We just sit back, let this movie play out. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. Now, right now, guys, we have yields down. We have the dollar down. And we know that's great for markets. But when we go and look at the Japanese yen, remember, guys, Japan is controlling it all. When we look at the yen, when it receives some lift, the stock market tanked. And don't forget, guys, when it comes to the Dow, it's only 30 stocks. But again, Japan is holding up the globe. Remember, guys, I told you, make sure you're keeping an eye on Japan. I'm going to talk about that a little more later. Now, we have volume and crypto down. We have Tether and USDC. And then, of course, guys, we have the Fed. Repo was $377 billion yesterday. Make sure you're pulling that on a daily basis during the week. And of course, today we have futures. But like I stated, guys, because we had pulled back already, plus we have Trump in the house, that our Friday should be pretty good. And as we see, we're doing wonderful. Now, we had PCE numbers come out, inflation at about 2.5%. We know inflation is way higher than that, but we know they take out a lot in order to get down to that 2.5. We know numbers definitely can be manipulated. And remember, the central banks were keeping rates higher for longer in order to destroy this legacy market so the fourth industrial revolution can rise. That means, guys, they've already ran a simulation. They know that they need to cut rates at the same time Japan is going to lift off. Yes, we're going to be taking a beating, and stocks and cryptos, but we know there's going to be a big distraction coming. We already see the drums getting louder. We know the NWO distracts the sheep while they run the money in the back door. Remember, guys, they have to build this fourth industrial revolution. And in order for them to pull it off, they have to do it quickly. Yes, it's a plan, but it's going to be 3 to 5 years. Remember what Biden said. We're going to see more technology in the last 5 than we've seen in the last 50. And we know this technology is already ready behind the curtain. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, don't forget to go like and follow that TikTok. Got some new videos coming out today. Now we have the spot Bitcoin and Ethereum ETFs, BlackRock, Fidelity, and Grayscale, of course, all up. We had Ethereum getting a slow start, and then plus, guys, we knew that Grayscale was going to start bleeding, but we're going to start a new month. We know those inflows are going to start coming in, and we already know Jerome Powell is going to set everyone up for a rate cut, and the mainstream media is going to run with it. And remember, the crypto teacher told you. Now, getting over into a little crypto news. We have Bitwise hangs banner on New York Stock Exchange facade to promote spot Ethereum ETF. And guys, we know if they can see it, they will believe it. We know that's all about adoption. And we have BlackRock says they don't see a long list of U.S. crypto ETFs hitting the market. And we know Bitcoin and Ethereum dominate the actual ecosystem for these digital assets. But I definitely expect a DeFi spot ETF next year. Now we have VanEck sees Bitcoin hitting 2.9 million by 2050. And remember, guys, we don't have to worry about these predictions, especially 2050. We will be living in the Jetsons. Now we have Stockware is working to integrate Cosmos IBC protocol into StarkNet. And guys, we know that's all about interoperability. And then lastly, we have Trump in the House, 2 p.m. Central Time. He's going to speak for 30 minutes. We know he's not going to be there long. We know he's running for president. We know the movie has to continue. But just by him showing up to this Bitcoin conference, also Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and this puts Bitcoin and crypto on the global stage. Whatever Trump says is going to hit global media because everybody knows the debt the United States has. And then also when it comes to the dollar, a lot of these countries are being hurt due to their fiat dying. And we know consumers in America are definitely being hurt from inflation. So everyone's looking for an alternative. And we know Trump is going to play into that movie. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. But that's all I have for you. Don't forget about the books, Crypto Teacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.